I'm back at Farragut State Park in Athol, Idaho. I haven't been back in 2 months. Last time I was here, my friend Becky and her dog Biscuit on his birthday hiked this trail. I'm going to do a little bit different trail than we did at that time, however. But as you can tell, that there are still patches of snow, but there's a lot of bare spots as well. I think I see a flicker flying around. I do have my yak tracks on, which is nice on these slicker spots here, but for the most part, very easy hiking. And I just needed a longer hike. I've been on shorter hikes, but starting the new year, I wanted to kind of kick it into gear. So hopefully this one will be about 6 miles. The windstorm we had last month took so many trees down. High winds, and the ground was soft. So here's some evidence of that. This is the snowshoe trail, and they have these red reflectors so that you know that you're on the right trail. Looks like Farragut has changed their trail notifications. It used to be with numbers that were kind of confusing, and now it looks like they're actually naming the trail so you know that you're on the right one without knowing the number. Once again, I am on my favorite trail in all of Farragut. I have some others that are favorites, but not as special as this one, and I love it because of the tree tunnel. Isn't that amazing? And it takes you down to the water, but it's just it's so beautiful because the trees just kind of line this, and anyway, I love it. And there's a little creek that runs right next to it, and it's the only creek in all of Farragut. This is Lake Pend d'Oreille. I've got some ducks on the water right now. And this is Button Hook Bay. I haven't run into anyone on the trail today, so I might be the only one on the trails today. But I'm going to zoom in. Right up there, there is a trail that you can take you drive further down the road than Farragut, and it takes you up there to a viewpoint, and you look across and you see where I'm standing. I finally found Little Bear. They had to move him because someone tried to take him down. So just leave him alone. It's fun to see him. From behind, he almost looks like a real cub. You're not sure, but he's here. He's here in the park. My husband and I came across this a couple of years ago, and he thought maybe it was an old bathroom because of the pipes that you can see in the back that come up. Right over there. And that might have been a hole for a toilet, and there's a pipe over here too, so could have been remnants from, oh, there's another pipe over there. Remnants from when this was a base. Yeah, that kind of looks like, maybe a sink or toilet or something. Don't know enough about plumbing, so I couldn't tell you, but definitely a stone foundation. So I decided to cut the trail just a little bit short today. I haven't hiked more than probably 3 miles, I guess, for a while. The weather just wasn't what I wanted it to be, I guess. I'm more of a fair weather hiker, although I'll get out in the rain if it's warm. But we had that windstorm, and then to go out and have both all the deadfall was hard to do. This part of the trail too, which I believe is the Lynx Trail. Yeah, it is. I saw a sign. Couldn't remember. Anyway, it's still a really sweet trail. The only downside is it is right next to the road. So right now it's not busy. The road isn't, so you feel like you're in the woods without a road next to you. But this is a little more open than the other tree tunnel. And of course there's no creek going by it, but it's not a bad one. The one thing that's nice about this one is you can actually see the old road that was here. That was probably here for when Farragut was a naval base. And like I said, I'll maybe next Friday I'll just plan on doing more of an educational hike, so you can see what this was like. But you can also Google Farragut Naval Base I believe it was back in the 40s, and see some of the history there. They do have a museum here that I know they remodeled. I think it was last year, and it's quite fascinating. We went in it with the kids years ago, but we might have to go through it again just to see how they remodeled it and what they did. I am back in the Pine Street Woods. I started at the Sled Hill Trail and came up from down there in the parking lot. It's more to the left, you can't really see it. But this is the Sled Hill. And they put in a trail. I don't know if this has always been here or not. Looks like it's cross-country trail as well. But you do a little switch back through the forest and then over the hill here to get further up here. Oh, look at that. Is that an old rope tow? That's kind of what that looks like, doesn't it? Wow. Fascinating. It's about 30 degrees and I'm bundled up. The wind is blowing just slightly, but the sun was out and we don't get that many sunny days, so I needed to be out. The trail is pretty snowy and a bit icy. And as you saw, there was frozen mud with ice crystals. And when you walk on that, your feet crunch through the frozen soil. And you can kind of see it right there. And I did that earlier on the trail, just a little bit ago. And my yak tracks got caught and I ended up falling. I'm okay. But it can happen, so just be careful when you walk on the frozen mud and on the ice, obviously. No, not yours. Yeah.
That's why I'm young, honey.
He's gonna climb back up again.
California, the bridge. Santa Fe.
You're really.
This is pretty. Pretty. Here I spent 2 minutes putting on the gloves. It comes off anyway.
I know.